where we were talking about, well, we just do this whole thing over again. Being renewed in our mind as a young believer, young convert, I must first start dealing with our minds. I believe too many times that people come into Christ and they expect so much to happen, but what doesn't happen is nobody never tells them about their mind having to be renewed. Our thinking has to change. We have an old self and a new self. I think it's 2 Corinthians 5:17. It says, if any man be in Christ, or any person be in Christ, they are a new creature or new creation. Old things have passed away and all things have become new. Well, if all things have become new and I still treat them as though I treated them before, well, they're not new to me. And I need to be awakening or be made known to these new things and that have become new to me. I must have a new way of thinking, a new attitude. He said that if I expect change and to continue to do the same thing over again, that is a state of insanity. If I'm going to expect things to change, but something has to change inside of me. And that is one of the things that has to go on, that something has to change inside of us. Our thinking has to change. Our reasoning has to change. That's why I say it again, and I will say it again. 2 Corinthians 5:17, it says, if any man be in Christ Jesus, he is a new creature. Old things are passed away and all things have become new. All things have become new. All things have become new. I'm in 2 Corinthians 5:17. That's in 2 Corinthians 5:17. It reads like this out of the NIV. It says, therefore, if anyone is in Christ, he is a new creation. The old has gone and the new has come. So the old me has to go, and the new me has to come into play. So I need my mind renewed, and we're going to go to Romans chapter 12. And this expresses the way of really the beginning of renewing our mind. Romans chapter 12, in verse 2, it says, do not be conformed any longer to the patterns of this world, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind. So it's telling me that don't be conformed to the patterns of this world. I believe that we used to call it go with the flow. Well, we don't go with the flow of the world any longer. He says, don't be conformed, don't be shaped, fashioned by this world, but be transformed. There has to be a transformation. This is one of the things I'm talking about. There has to be a transformation of thinking before change could actually come. I'm going to say that again. There has to be a transformation of thinking before change actually come. Like I said, people say, well, you're going to be brainwashed. Like I said before, you are already brainwashed. I was brainwashed in that world. Brainwashed, I mean, totally brainwashed. And the thing about it, you don't know exactly how brainwashed you are by the world until you have another option. Oh my God. Until I found another option. So he said, don't be conformed to this world. Don't be shaped. I mean, the word says that we are born into iniquity. I was born into the iniquities or the sins of my father. See, sins are one thing, but the iniquity is transferred down from generation to generation. And in every family, or male or female, somebody has to break that iniquity. You have a family of people who are in prison. My granddaddy was in prison, he served time. My daddy's in prison and he served time. Now I'm in prison and I'm serving time. And also my son is also in prison and he served time. So those iniquities that follow us through generation and generation through generation. I mean, the same thing. I mean, if you look at public assistance, you have 4 and 5 generations of welfare, where people have just thought this thing and they have just been conformed to this thing, and nobody has broken the curse. Now we have many talents, but because of the curse, hey, our talents are wasted. So our mind has to be renewed to a new way of thinking. Our mind has to be changed. It has to be transformed. There has to be a transformation that take place so that we can break the iniquities of our fathers.